Hey, this is Big Angry Trev in the Transformatorium, and today we are unboxing Cyberworld Scorponok. So, as we can see, Scorponok is pretty damn huge. He's by far the biggest toy in the line, so whether that makes him a Titan class for the Cyberworld, I do not know, but he's pretty damn big. And if we look at the back there, we can see all the different stuff he does. He's got light and sound features, he transforms, he's even interactive with other smaller characters. So let's open him up. Okay, first of all, we're going to look at Scorponok in robot mode. And look, he doesn't look too bad. He's very Scorpononkish-ish, if that's a term. So, as in, he's got Scorponok's telltale pincers and the visor. He's got the cannons on these shoulders that point upwards. He's got a claw for a hand here. So that's all pretty cool. And, of course, the green and purple motif, which is what Scorponok is usually coloured like. Of course, there are quite a few differences. There's orange in this as well. This hand, he's got a buzzsaw instead. He's carrying the sword, which is not a typical Scorponok weapon. But overall, he's nice. What I do not like is this solid bit here. So, like, he's got a solid bit between his legs. And his legs have absolutely no articulation at all. In fact, really, besides the arms and maybe his back legs a little bit, he really has very little articulation at all. So that's kind of a downer. That's kind of a buzzkill. As I said before, he does come with lights and sounds. Let's have a look. I haven't heard that one yet. That one was cool. I don't know what that one was. Anyway, you get the idea. Looking at it from the back looks absolutely terrible. That is a bad place for a tail. That's a bad place. But that can be detached. That can be taken off. And there's some kind of handle here. We'll figure out what that is for later. So look, overall, bear in mind this is aimed at a much younger audience, and it is about a fifth of the price of your usual Titan. So you've got to take everything with a grain of salt. If we want to compare him in size to the original Scorponok, our G1 fella, so you can see they're about the same size. Maybe this guy certainly feels heavier than this guy. This guy's very light plastic. This guy's a bit heavier, and of course he'd be smaller compared to the big Titan ones. Okay, let's see. Oh, actually, I forgot he's got one other feature that you can do in his robot mode. So Scorponok's cannons from his shoulders, he is covered in 5mm ports, so you can move those cannons around. The chest opens up, and you can place one of the cannons in that, so it's like a turret, and you can have smaller Cyberworld characters there. And, of course, you can place the cannons on top. So, as you can see, if I do this a bit closer, I've got Wheeljack there riding a cannon on his shoulder. And then I've got Elita 1 riding a cannon on his chest. Not his traditional partners, admittedly, but they're the only toys I had that fit. So, yeah, there is that extra bit of playability and connectivity between the characters. And he agrees. And here we have Scorponok in his giant scorpion mode. And it's big. I've got to give it it's big. So we've got the tail with where the sword is now a giant stinger. That is maneuverable. That's about it though. So the cannons as well on his shoulders can move. The buzzsaw can spin. There you can see the head. The arms can split. So it's not too bad. Yeah, you can see the face there. Let's have a look at him from the side. So he's got tank tracks down here for some reason. He's got the leg. Now you'll note though, there's no wheels, no nothing below. So really, he doesn't roll. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He really is static. And if you scrape him around too much, you're just going to scrape the paint off there. So he's big. This is a cool feature I didn't know about. So to do the transformation, you need to squeeze this trigger at the back, and Whoever gets sick of that noise. That's awesome. That's cool. So, look, the original Scorponok toy didn't do a lot more in Scorpion mode himself, although he would roll and his legs did move. Once again, we are looking at the cheaper end of the scale here. So, but overall, this is a giant Scorpion monster toy that a younger kid's going to enjoy. Now, one last feature we've got on Scorponok is parts of him can detach. So by detaching part of the tail, part of the arm, you've got this sort of speeder bike, big buzzsaw thing that the characters can ride, or other characters can ride around, or you can detach that bit, turn that around, and then that's another configuration. I don't know what that is. Stabby bike. Stabby bike. So you can put Wheeljack on, and Wheeljack can ride the Stabby bike. Okay, so overall, what do I think of Scorponok? Very much a child's toy. This would be aimed, you know, I wouldn't be giving this to a child over 10 years old, maybe not even over 8 years old. But for kids that age, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. The transformation is disturbingly simple. It's just a couple of movements. It's got lights, it's got sounds, it's got detachable pieces, it's interactive with other smaller characters. I got this on sale for a bit under $70 Australian. I think he usually goes for about $100 Australian. I would not be paying that. I'd be going for the sale price, and I'm sure he will go on sale again. But look, he's big, he's fun, and he does that. All right, this has been Big Angry Trev in the Transformatorium. We'll catch you next time, Trevolutionaries.